Hello, my name is Michael Ramirez, and welcome to my presentation over how I plan to build a connected learning community that focuses on parental engagement for the teachers of the PSJ Collegiate High School program. In this presentation, I will be covering about what is a connected learner and how can social media be used for academic purposes. First, we must define what characteristics make up a connected learner. Connected learners develop networks and co-construct knowledge from wherever they live. Connected learners collaborate online using social media to interact with colleagues around the globe. They also engage in conversations in a safe online space and bring what they learn online back to their classrooms, schools, and even school districts. A connected learner is someone who is a self-directed, open-minded, transparent in thinking, dedicated to the ongoing development of expertise, commits to deep reflection, engages in inquiry, and much more. When it comes to developing connected learning communities, educators can use an array of methods to connect and collaborate through professional learning communities, such as professional development, personal learning networks, such as wikis and blogs, and communities that consist of special interest groups. There are many different technology tools that can be used for developing connected learning communities. I am using 3 tools. These 3 tools are Twitter, Scoopit, and ClassDojo that interconnect and complement each other. For this project, teachers from the PSJ Collegiate High School program will transform into connected learners by sharing their experiences on strategies used for engaging the parents of students that attend PSJ Collegiate High School. When people think of social media, they might believe that social media is only used as either a time waster or just as a way to keep in touch with long-distance family members. However, when utilized correctly, social media can be a powerful tool transforming individuals into connected learners even if they do not work in the educational field. Fostering, nurturing, and maintaining positive relationships are the crucial first steps toward building a connected learning community. Promoting collegiality, establishing trust, and transparency is also important to fostering a culture of collaboration. Building relationships online using social media platforms like Twitter is a great way to connect with people worldwide. Building relationships online is an important part of networking that will expose the connected learner to other associates from mutual connections. Using social media can propel the connected learner to discovering common practices, activities, and strategies on parental engagement that can be applied to the classroom that have worked for colleagues or followed connections that were developed and implemented. When selecting tools for the connected learning community, it is important to be comfortable and experienced with the social media tools. That way you can teach others within your connected learning community. For my connected learning community, I plan on utilizing Scoopit as a platform that I can curate and share my findings on articles that relate to strategies used for keeping parents of high school students engaged and involved with the classroom to my colleagues within the PSJ Collegiate High School program campus. I plan on using Twitter as a social media tool intended to engage my learning community with topics related to parental engagement. With Twitter, I can share Scoopit articles, connect with other professionals in the same technology field as I am, and collaborate with other users to find strategies and be open-minded to trying proven strategies that I may have not considered, found from either an article on Scoopit or a post from users that I follow on Twitter. Building a connected learning community starts with setting up a personal learning network. Before starting, you must figure out what are you trying to accomplish or learn from a personal learning network. In my case, I would like to learn more about strategies that can be used to build parental engagement for the parents of high school students at the PSJ Collegiate High School program. I will be developing my personal learning network using Twitter. You can use any tools such as Flickr, Instagram, Reddit, etc. When creating a personal learning network, it is important that I establish a consistent username across all platforms in efforts to building a positive reputation and identity. Using Twitter, I can follow and connect with educators and find mentors that have experience with parental involvement groups in the educational field. I plan on nurturing my personal learning network by curating articles using Scoop.it and sharing them on my Twitter page. Communication is important when nurturing a personal learning network. By participating and commenting on articles shared on Scoop.it, this will allow me to share my findings on Twitter and establish my own voice, which can enable me to connect with others that share the same ideology. Evolving the connected learning community is important to keeping the idea relevant. While developing a connected learning community, putting people first is a priority by focusing on positive human interactions instead of tools of the network. The connected learning community must be designed with a meaningful learning in mind. I plan on utilizing the appreciative inquiry strategy to sustain momentum within the connected learning community. Every teacher has a unique strength that sets them apart from everyone else. By promoting a strength-based and positive approach within the community, this will allow the teachers of the PSJA Collegiate High School program to come together and showcase their ideas and outlook on how to keep parents engaged and in contact with the teacher during virtual instruction. Transforming a connected learning community starts with a clear and open communication, as well as an open mind when it comes to new approaches. By distributing leadership, everyone is considered a co-learner, co-leader, and co-constructor of knowledge. Empowering leadership is achieved by implementing meaningful leadership and practices. At first, it may seem difficult for teachers to adapt to their roles in the learning community. By promoting collaboration and allocating time to allow teachers to review articles and express their ideas through comments on Twitter, this can make the adaptation process go much smoother, as the teachers can get a feel of how Twitter can be used to share their ideas. Looking into the future, to ensure sustainability of learning communities, the learning community must be open to change. To have a strong foundation, we as a learning community have to take a step back and think about how we got here in the first place. The learning community may go through phases as generations of leaders come and go. It's inevitable that educators may change professions or move on. Through learning, as many school districts shift to online learning because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we as leaders must adapt to change as well. By embracing change and having a positive, open mind about the future will enable the learning community to grow stronger with fresh ideas. A major barrier that can be seen within the learning community is the flexibilities of teachers wanting to try new ideas. Teachers are already overwhelmed with work and transitioning to distance learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On the other side of the coin, if teachers are willing to invest a little bit of time into the learning community, the content learned will make their lives much easier when it comes to parent communication. I anticipate that teachers will be reserved in sharing their points of view initially, but will overcome the barrier as they get comfortable in the learning community and acknowledge that the learning community shares similar ideas and beliefs that they do.